Do you believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah, well, I believe in heaven, or an afterlife of some description.
I don't know really, I'm open to the idea, but undecided.
You shouldn't do bad things. You shouldn't try not to get your life wrong, and then you'll never know.
I personally believe that we are, in the end, all of us as human beings, ultimately accountable for the way we live this life of ours. We're ultimately accountable to God Himself. I believe that.
If we don't listen, we definitely will pay the consequences. In what degree God makes that decision. But there's either life or death.
If we have transgressed his rules, his guidance, and we have upset his community in any way, then Allah will certainly be very, very harsh.
Wouldn't you like to be able to say, if you do that, you'll go to hell, or in the afterlife, you'll have a lot of suffering?
I'd love to be able to. Absolutely. You know, there's this lovely phrase, isn't it? Curse on you. I curse you for that, you know? I mean, people don't say it very much, but in some of the old religions it exists, you know, and so on. That's just, it's like a story. It's like, you know, I mean, I write stories, you know, I write stories about, you know, little magic things and all sorts of things, you know, children's stories, one sort or another, but that's fun, those are dreams. The hard business of us, me and you, working it out here, working out what to do in a school about, you know, somebody who keeps nicking the footballs, that's the hard stuff. You can't just say, oh, well, in the afterlife, he's going to go to hell. He's going to burn, ho, ho, ho. That's dream stuff, that is.
Do you think that sanction that you will suffer in the afterlife is a relevant sanction for young people today?
I think the whole concept of an afterlife is so weak in people's minds today that any concept of divine judgment really has no impact and no force at all. Perhaps even more important than that, I think that it's important for people to do the right thing because they see it is the right thing, and to lead a good life because it is worthwhile to lead a good life for its own sake, and not simply because of the possibility of rewards or punishment after this life.
To put it crudely, what is the payoff for somebody actually living according to the rules compared to somebody who doesn't live according to the rules?
The answer is you don't appreciate it until you've actually done it yourself. I could never ever tell you the colour red if you were colourblind.
It's beyond comprehension, beyond the human mind's capabilities. We cannot comprehend what a beautiful place that's going to be. But all we know is the life there will be eternal. That won't come to an end. And whatever an individual could wish for will be there in abundance.
It's if somebody's not had a bath and you tell them, you know, a bath will do you the world of good, but they don't want it. You can't tell them the pleasures, but the moment they sit and soak in that bath and they feel, oh, the dirt coming away from them, but the elation of just the relaxation, it's something that you cannot describe to anybody.
But if somebody actually did fear hell and damnation, is it part of religion?
Winston Churchill once said there may very well be two worlds, but I prefer to take them one at a time. And I think that is the Christian approach today. We should concentrate on this world, but remind people that this world is not the only world that there is, and that what we do in this life does indeed have ultimately serious consequences.
For me, it's not relevant to my life. I'm interested in the world, I'm interested in the future of the world, but it has no connection with me. I think there are a growing number of people like that these days. Also, I think that so much of it is very old, from different cultures, different times. It just doesn't seem to apply anymore. And yet you could say, why are so many people religious? Well, let's look at most of the world. A lot of people are in a bad life. They're suffering, they're starving, they're in pain. Anything that gives hope of an afterlife is perhaps a good thing. It comforts them. So religion may have some benefits, but I don't think it's based on anything that can be supported by facts.